Yeah. So good afternoon. Yeah, we are actually celebrating two programs today. One is the main conference, the other is the Ramanujan's birthday, which is going on a parallel session. Now, in this session of the ICNAAO 2021, I invite Dr. Saurabh Verma from Triple IT Allahabad. Dr. Saurabh Verma is a young mathematician of India. He completed his PhD from IIT Delhi in 2020, very recent. Currently, he is working as an assistant professor at Triple IT Allahabad. He is interested in the areas of fractal geometry and approximation theory. He is also a reviewer of several journals. He has published quite a good papers in the area of fractals and is reviewer of some good journals, just like Journal of Analysis, Results in Mathematics, Acta Mathematica Scientia, European Journal, Physical Journal, etc. He has got some publications. Of course, this is his initial stage. I'm sure that he will be going to do something good in future. He is our young colleague. So I invite Dr. Saurabh Verma to come to his talk and present his talk.
Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me as an invited speaker, and thank you very much for a kind introduction. So the title of my talk is Dimension of Fractal Graphs, and here we talk about dimension of graphs of some fractal functions. So let me start with some motivation. Here we have graph of Weierstrass function. This is nowhere differentiable function, and next also this is nowhere differentiable function. So both are nowhere differentiable, and we need a tool to distinguish these pictures. Okay, and next also we need this function is also nowhere differentiable. So we need a tool to distinguish this type of graphs, which are very irregular, rough in some sense. So fractal dimension is a tool available in the fractal geometry, which actually distinguish these graphs. So fractal dimension of this can be greater than this and can be. So we have some relation between fractal dimension of these graphs, this and this. So we are going to use fractal dimension as a tool to distinguish this type of graphs. And we call these graphs as fractal graphs. So first in this direction, we have many types of dimension, fractal dimensions, such as Hausdorff dimension, box dimension, upper box dimension, lower box dimension, packing dimension, Oswald dimension, Fourier dimension, quasi dimension, lower Oswald dimension, and there are many. But today we are going to discuss only three of them. So first one, Hausdorff dimension. So definition of Hausdorff dimension can be seen here. So first we define H delta S of a subset this F like this. Infimum of this is diameter of Ui, which covers the set F. And then we define H dimensional Hausdorff measure as follows. HSF is equal to limit delta tends to 0 and then H delta SF. And here we are defining Hausdorff dimension of F, which is nothing but that critical point where this S dimensional Hausdorff measure jumps from infinity to 0. So that critical point we call Hausdorff dimension of the set F. And the next one we have this box dimension. So here this limit cannot exist always. So for that we can consider lower limit, this lim_inf and lim_so. So respectively we call lower box dimension and upper box dimension. If both are equal, then we call box dimension of this F. And next, this is Aswad dimension of a set F defined by this. So in infimum of those alpha, we satisfies this condition. And we have a nice relation between these dimensions. And using this relation, we can see that Aswad dimension is greatest among all. Now we are going to calculate box dimension for some simple set. So suppose we have an interval 0, 1 and we are going to calculate this limit of B, limit this log n delta. N delta is the smallest number of set size or diameter. Here we can change this size at most delta which can cover. Okay. So box dimension of interval can be calculated as follows. If we take delta is equal to 1, so we need only one box to cover this set. And if we have delta is equal to half, then we need 2 boxes to cover the set. And if delta is equal to 1/3, then we need 3. And similarly, if 1/n, then we need n boxes to cover this set. So box dimension can be calculated limit this delta tends to 0, or here in this case n tends to infinity, we have this one. Okay. So for this interval actually we have box dimension, Hausdorff dimension and Aswad dimension all coincide and all are this one. Next we can calculate box dimension of the field square. Similarly, if delta is equal to 1, then we need only one box to cover it. If delta is equal to 2, then we need 4 boxes to cover the set. And similarly, we have this formula. So for box dimension of this field square, we have 2. And here also note that box dimension, Hausdorff dimension and other dimensions that have Aswad dimension all coincide and value is equal to this. Next, we can calculate box dimension of Cantor set. We all know the construction of Cantor set. So if delta is equal to 1, then we need only one box to cover. If delta is equal to 1/3, then we need two boxes to cover this. Green line shows this. And if delta is equal to 1/3 to the power this 3 square, then we need 4 boxes to square. And likewise, we have this nice formula. If at nth level, we can see that if delta is equal to 1/3 to the power n, then we need 2 to the power n boxes to cover the Cantor set. So similarly, we can calculate using the formula, and the value we are getting log 2 by log 3. And in this case also all dimensions, whatever we are discussing here, Aswad, box and this Hausdorff coincide and value is equal to this log 2 by log 3. So next, for Cantor set and Sierpinski gasket and many nice sets, all these dimensions coincide. But here an example with different dimensions. So this example shows that we can have examples where all dimensions can differ. Here we can see that Hausdorff dimension of this set is 0, box dimension is 1/1 plus p, and Aswad dimension is 1. Okay, this is countable set, and even for uncountable sets which can be disconnected or connected, like self-affine sets, we can have examples where we have same equation, means we have different dimensions. Now let us define iterated function system. Iterated function system is nothing but a collection with a complete metric space and some finite number of contraction mappings on it. So this collection we call as an iterated function system. When we define this Hx, that is collection of all non-empty compact subsets of X equipped with Hausdorff metric. This space forms a complete metric space with respect to Hausdorff metric whenever this XD is complete. And here we can see the definition of Hausdorff metric. And using these mappings F1, F2, Fn, we can define Hutchinson map from this space to this, which is nothing but union of F and B, n is running over 1 to. And also we can show that this Hutchinson map is a self map and it is a contraction with respect to Hausdorff metric. Once we have a contraction on a complete metric space using Banach fixed point theorem, we can guarantee that we have one fixed point. We have a fixed point A which satisfies this. Okay. So this fixed point we call as an attractor of this IFS. And next we are going to study dimension of this attractor. So here this F1, F2, Fn, Bn, IFS, and here we are defining some separation condition, and first separation condition is known as strong separation condition, which is Fia and this Fja, both are disjoint for distinct values of I and j. Okay. And phi is set to satisfy open set condition if there exists an open set which satisfies this condition. Union of Fiu is a subset of U and these are disjoint. And strong separation condition if it satisfies open set condition and that open set intersects attractor of the IFS. So for self-similar sets means in the IFS all mappings are similarity transformations. Similarity transformation means they satisfy this condition. Distance between Fix and Fiy is equal to Ci times dx. So this we call similarity mappings. If all mappings are similarity, then we have this nice formula for dimension of the attractor. And self-affine set, dimension of self-affine sets can be seen in Falconer. And for self-affine self-conformal sets can be seen in Mauldin and Urbanski. Self-affine sets means all mappings are affine transformation. Self-conformal means all mappings involved in the IFS are conformal mappings. So next, here in the IFS, all mappings are satisfying this condition by Listed's condition. So using this, we can prove that if this IFS satisfies a strong open set condition, then attractor, dimension of attractor satisfies this inequality, where S star and S star are given by this formula. And we skip the proof. Now we are going to study dimension of graphs. So for any continuous function, real valued continuous function, we can see that dimension always lies between 1 and 2. All dimension lies between 1 and 2. And for this Weierstrass function, this type of Weierstrass function, we have box dimension is equal to this f. If f is univariate real valued continuous function which is of bounded variation, then box dimension and this Hausdorff dimension both are equal to 1. And motivated by this result, we are going to prove similar results for bivariate functions. So first let us collect some lemmas. If f is a function from a to r, then dimension of graph of f will be always greater than or equal to dimension of the domain. And if we have two functions f and g and one of them is Lipschitz, then dimension of the graph of sum of functions is nothing but the graph of g which is non-Lipschitz. So that means adding a Lipschitz function does not affect the dimension of the sum. And here if we multiply two functions, we have this relation for Hausdorff dimension as well as for box dimension. And we can have examples where this inequality can be strict. So one function you consider 0, another one Weierstrass, then multiplication will be obviously 0 function. So dimension of 0 function is 1. So there we have strict inequality. And here again, if we have f, then dimension of f e, this set e will be equal to dimension of graph of f plus 1. And if we define two functions h1 by this and h2 by this, then we have a nice relation between dimension of h1 and dimension of non-Lipschitz function. Suppose f is Lipschitz, then dimension of h1 will be equal to dimension of g plus 1, and dimension of h2 will be dimension of g plus 1, less than or equal. Here also we can give examples which can give you strict inequality. So motivated by the previous result of Professor Liang, there he proved that if a function, real valued univariate function, is of bounded variation, then dimension of that is 1. So motivated by that result, if here we are introducing definition of a bounded variation function, bivariate bounded variation. So here we are considering only one definition by Argila, and there are many definitions you may see in this reference. So Argila definitions we can see. If we consider this type of nets, then we have to consider diagonal distances and their sum. If this sum is bounded for all such nets, then we say that function is of bounded variation in Argila's sense. Next result, if f is continuous and of bounded variation in the sense of Argila, then box dimension of the graph of function and Hausdorff dimension of the graph of function is equal to 2. And here is the sketch of the proof using n delta covering. So I am just skipping it. So next target is to calculate dimension of fractal graph, in particular a class of fractal interpolation functions. So here we can see that there are many classical interpolation methods. For example, Lagrange interpolation method, Hermite, all are polynomial interpolation methods. So they cannot approximate irregular interpolants or irregular graphs very well. So motivated by that fact, Barnsley introduced the concept of fractal interpolation functions, So here we have interpolation, and graph of the function can be very rough, not polynomial. Here in Lagrange we have polynomial, Hermite also we have polynomial, but in this fractal interpolation we can have very rough functions as well. So Barnsley defined fractal interpolation function like this. So for a given x, I, y, I data, first he divide that into subinterval. So first suppose we have line, and that line we divide into subinterval x1, x2, then x2, x3, like this. And this Li are affine maps from the whole interval to its subintervals, which we are dividing using this FC sub. And then we define these Fi mappings from I cross R to R, which are contraction with respect to second variable. Here you can see this Fi is a contraction with respect to second variable. So in particular, Barnsley consider this Li is equal to linear map Aix plus Bi and Fi alpha Ix y plus Qi x. And Qix further he considered linear maps. So finally we have an IFS or on this I cross R, where mappings are Wixy are given by Lix, Fi x, y. And this IFS has an attractor, and that attractor is actually a graph of continuous function which interpolates this data set. So finally we have a fractal function, fractal attractor, which interpolates this given data set. So finally we have a continuous function which interpolates the data. And next we have many researches, we can note it. We have many works on this dimension of fractal interpolation functions for affine FIF and bilinear FIF and other class of fractal interpolation functions. So we can see in the literature there are many works available. Now, motivated by the previous work of Barnsley, Namaskis defined alpha fractal functions. Alpha fractal functions, she started with a function itself and this partition of the interval and a function b, which is known as base function, satisfying this end point condition. That means base function coinciding with the function at ends points. Okay. Then we have a unique fixed point of this operator Tf, which we denote by this f alpha delta b, and this function we call alpha fractal function. And here we can see that we have some parameters alpha, which we call scale parameters, this partition, b base function, and this f jump function. So here we can see if we consider jump function x square simple function and alpha I scaling functions 0.7 and b base function simple Bernstein polynomial of degree 2 and partition equidistance partition of this interval, then we have this fractal perturbation. This is f alpha delta b corresponding to these parameters. So here we can note that we have this nowhere differential functions or very rough functions using very simple function polynomial. This. Now we are interested to calculate dimension of this type of function. So first we can show continuous dependence of alpha fractal functions on scaling functions and base functions. And next we can see here from the graph itself, green shows if alpha is equal to 0.1 and red 0.5 and this blue one 0.95. So as we increase this alpha, the graph fluctuation increases, we can know here. And also we can show continuous dependence of alpha fractal function on the partition. So next result, this. Next we can talk about continuity of fractal dimension. So in general, Hausdorff dimension, box dimension or a Schwartz dimension, they are not continuous, can be seen by this example. If an is equal to minus 1 over n and 1 over this n, this interval, then dimension of this is 1 for all n. It converges to A, this singleton set, this dimension of this is equal to 0. So we can see that this does not converge to this. So dimension in general is not continuous, but there are certain results in the literature. For self-similar sets, dimension is continuous. So here we may pose a question on continuity of fractal dimension of alpha fractal functions under certain restrictions. So this is an open problem on continuity of fractal dimension for alpha fractal functions. So next we have some bounds for box dimension of alpha fractal functions with respect to this exponent. So here, if IFS involved in the construction of alpha fractal function satisfies this bi-Lifshitz property, then we have this bounds for dimension of the graph of alpha fractal function. Proof follows because just follows from the one of the previous results. So here we need to just prove that this IFS satisfies a strong open set condition, and this can be checked. I am skipping the proof. Next we can define oscillation spaces, and oscillation spaces are refined version of Helder spaces, can be seen using this example. If fx is equal to x minus 1 by 2, this mod power beta, then this is Helder continuous with respect to this exponent, but this belongs to this space. This is oscillation space. So using oscillation space, we have this bound on dimension. If we use bounds using Helder space, then we have this. So actually, if we work in oscillation space, our results will be better. So this, if f, jump function, base function and scaling functions all are in oscillation space, under this condition we have this f alpha fractal function also belongs to this space, and box dimension, for box dimension we have this upper bound. Okay, next result, similar things, similar results we have. If f, b and alpha j satisfies this condition and further this condition, lower Helder estimate, then we have equality on this dimension. So this is interesting result. In all other results we have bounds, but here we have equality. Okay, under this condition. So this improved many results available in the literature, this one. Next, we can show using bounded variation space. If f, b and alpha j all are bounded variation, then we have this dimension is equal to 1. So using different function spaces, bounded variation, Helder spaces and oscillation spaces, we have some bounds on dimension of the graph of fractal function. So next we have the same bound, same equality using absolute continuous space. So next we can construct bivariate, similarly bivariate alpha fractal functions and find fractal dimension of the constructed alpha fractal function here. So construction, we can see if we start from taking this f, a jump function here, and a net of this rectangular domain, and a base function which satisfies this condition, a base function which satisfies this boundary condition. So this is equal to this value on each corner points, and alpha, which is a fixed continuous function satisfying this condition. Subnorm of this less than or equal to 1. And this alpha we call scaling function, this base function, and this net. So corresponding to these parameters, we again have a fractal function f alpha delta b, which can be shown using this TF, this RB operator, which is a contraction on this complete metric space. So this is construction part. Next we are going to show the dimension of this fractal interpolation function. So here you can see that if we start from very simple original function 1 throughout the domain, and b is equal to this, and alpha which is constant 0.7, and net this, then we have this fractal perturbation. This is very complicated structure we can see, and we are interested to find fractal dimension of these functions. So next, these are notations. So here this is our last result. So if f alpha be the bivariate alpha fractal function, so under this condition we have this bound, and under this condition we have this bound for Hausdorff dimension, box dimension, and upper box dimension, and with this condition we have this. So in our talk we can see that we have only calculated bounds, in some cases exact bound for box dimension, we do not have any results in terms of Ashworth dimension of alpha fractal functions or any fractal interpolation function. So we end up this talk with that open problem. Thank you very much.
Hello. So we have got a very good talk by Saurabh Verma ji. So if there are some few questions, one or two questions, please.
Hello.
Yes.
I have one question.
Please.
Can you please go to slide number 24?
24.
Yes. Yes, this lemma. This seems that we are talking about the dimension of this interval AB and its product with graph of f, right?
Which product with?
Graph f.
Yes, yes.
So I see that there are some general results available for product of two sets about dimension. So
Yeah, sure.
dimension of A cross B is dimension A plus dimension B.
Dimension of?
A cross B is equals to dimension A plus dimension B. Is that?
No, if there is some condition, if you see, in general we cannot say that dimension of A cross B is equal to sum of dimension of A and dimension of B.
Okay.
In general that equality does not hold. So for this case it holds.
I have few more questions, if you permit. May I ask?
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay, so we have seen that that
Well,
upper box dimension and lower box
we are
dimension
going
may not
toward
be
the
equal in
last
general,
talk
right?
of this special
Yes.
session
So do we have any characterization of the functions for
on
which
the
this will hold?
occasion of
Yeah, good question.
Ramanujan's birthday.
So we do not have still any characterization for functions. We can say that they coincide. But if you see
Like
these results,
for Lipschitz functions, we know that these
for listed,
yeah,
even for bounded variation
yeah.
functions, absolute continuous functions,
So
we can say that both coincide.
okay,
But
so there is
for
no
any general
characterization.
function, we cannot say. That is why, if you see, I have written this upper box dimension, and
Yeah, that I
even in the
see, but
last slides,
I was curious to know that if there is some result
even
available.
in this year, I did not mention this
Yeah,
equality. We cannot have equality here.
yeah, that I see. I was curious to know if there is some characterization which says that if and
Okay,
only
okay.
if kind of
At
thing.
least we can say for bounded variation space, absolute continuous space, and if Helder space with lower Helder estimate.
Okay,
Because if it satisfies Helder as well as lower Helder estimate, then we can say equals to 2 minus 3.
yes, okay,
And for general sets we have, for self-similar sets, self-conformal sets, all almost all dimensions, box dimension, this Hausdorff dimension at least, they coincide. And for self-similar sets with open set condition or weak separation condition, a Schwarz dimension also coincide. So this slide, this is a very good question,
uh,
whether they coincide or not. So
one more question I do have regarding
this,
approximation which you had mentioned
so
earlier.
you can ask here also when we have equality here. So for self-similar set, even for self-similar sets, we cannot say we have equality. For self-similar sets with weak separation condition or open set condition, we have equality.
Okay. Yeah, in
There are
general,
very much interesting questions. Yes.
yeah, in general they do not coincide. But I was curious to know if we have a class of function where we can say that the box dimension will always exist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is a good question, but still we have to find that answer.
One more question I do have regarding the approximation that you mentioned that since all the functions cannot be approximated by polynomials or sort of smooth functions very nicely, that's why fractal functions may assist as a good approximant.
Yes.
My question is that in approximation theory, one tries to approximate functions via some uh, nice class of function because they are easy to deal on computer, right?
Yeah, yeah, they are easy to computable. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But in case of fractal functions, what we are doing is that we are making the condition more worse. Even we are making the polynomials non-smooth functions, right?
Yes, yes.
So in that sense, is it very good to approximate even the good functions via a worse function?
No, 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 no. If you have rough functions, then we can apply these rules. Otherwise, we should go with the classical one, Lagrange or Hermite
Yeah.
interpolation.
And if the germ function is not nice, by taking this fractal perturbation, the function is becoming actually more worse. I mean, it will behave more badly, right? So we are trying to approximate something which
If there
is
is
nicer.
difficulty, you can just mail the
Yes.
slides file. It will be shared then.
Okay, if not, then we can discuss over
Yes,
email or
yes. Or maybe we can
Yeah, yeah,
connect.
sure.
yeah, no problem.
I think other questions can be taken little later. So let me thank Dr. Saurabh for his nice talk. Now I request Professor S. Dax
Thank you, sir.
to take the next talk, chairperson, as chairperson.